Hello and welcome to Period Pieces. I'm Laura Susan Johnson and I'm going to be doing reviews of films, TV series, some TV shows, miniseries mainly, TV movies and miniseries, and maybe a few episodes of some TV shows that I like. And of course there'll be period, time pieces. And occasionally I might do a book or two, who knows. In honor of Cinco de Mayo, I'm going to do my first review now. It'll be Real Women Have Curves. It's a 2002 HBO picked it up. It went into the indie films, and then HBO picked it up for distribution. I think I first saw it in 2003 on HBO, of course, and then I went and bought the DVD later on. And I really like it. I would give it, out of 10 stars, I would give it, I think, 8 to 9 stars. I think I took off a star originally because I did not like Lupe Ontiveros' character, but actually that's not... I think the character was meant to be kind of get under your skin. So actually that can't really, you shouldn't take a star away for that, or at least I shouldn't. She did a tremendous job as an actress. It's not her I don't like, it's just the character. And America Ferrera as the main character, Anna, the daughter, she was tremendous in this too. And Ingrid Oliu, who was the older daughter, Estella, she was really my favorite character, actually. So we'll get into the story. The story is about Anna, the youngest daughter. She is getting ready to graduate from high school, and she has a new boyfriend, kind of, and she's just kind of on that cusp of, branching out and reaching out, into life, getting ready to just get out there and start living. And she kind of feels hindered by her mom, and her mom's very traditional thinking, not cultural, just traditional. But in a way, that's kind of a backwards thinking. Now, not very much, but this movie got a tiny bit of cultural backlash. Not too much. A lot of people thought that the mother was, a little bit archaic and a little bit old-fashioned. She thought the girl, her big goals in life should be about, her taking care of the husband and the kids and everything like that. But she's young. She's probably not planning to have a husband and kids right away. She's probably planning to do other things. And the mother also teased the daughter, or maybe even bullied the daughter about her weight. A lot of people in the Hispanic community, maybe the Mexican community, said, this is a dirty lie. Mexican parents don't treat their kids like that. They don't call their daughters fat. They don't say, you need to lose weight, you're fat, you're ugly, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't imagine in any culture that the mother would say. I don't think it should be about culture. I think it's, just judge individuals. I don't think any one culture has all the mothers talking like this. I think this is just about one mother and her two daughters that she doesn't really treat that well sometimes. In another way, she's very loving. But I think she doesn't realize that she's just a little bit on the bullying side sometimes. I am not Latino. I have a couple of Latino relatives, Mexican. I have an uncle who passed away years ago. He was Mexican, and my cousin is half Mexican. And I have a half-brother who's half Mexican, or has quite a bit of Mexican in his blood. And a stepmother who's at least half Mexican, or a lot, 3/4 Mexican. I don't know. I know some of the culture, and there's a lot of the culture is in California, where I used to live, and there was a lot of Mexicans in Idaho, and a lot of Mexicans are here in Arkansas, where I live now. So throughout the southwestern United States and even up in the northwestern a little bit, there's a lot of Mexican culture. So I don't really think that it's about moms in any culture being mean to their kids or telling them they have to be a certain way, especially daughters. I don't really think that. I think sometimes the boys might get it a little worse, but then again, you know, it should be about judging individuals, not cultures. So, Anna has a mom that just happens to be that way. And like I said, I'm Caucasian mostly, European Caucasian, whatever you want to call it, white. I had some family members that treated me pretty bad and kind of sent me into eating disorders. So I first reviewed this on the IMDb way back in 2003 in November, and when I first saw it, and I think I gave it just about the same kind of rating. If I had one gripe about this movie, it would be that Anna, America Ferrera's character, she was supposedly, she possessed all these academic gifts, and that's why her teacher, Mr. Guzman, he was played by George Lopez. She was very gifted and very good at, you know, she got good grades, but I never heard exactly what these gifts were. I never really saw them demonstrated. Nobody really talked about them, not even the teacher. And he wanted to send her off to Columbia University in New York. And I just never really, no one really talked about it or demonstrated what exactly made this girl so special. In the meantime, her older sister, Estela, she runs a dressmaking factory, a mini factory, and there's several Mexican ladies in her employ, and she's trying to, you know, she's trying to pay them, she's trying to buy the materials on the meager wages she gets paid by these highfalutin people at Bloomingdale's. And it's just kind of one of those things where you just don't know what to think. You know, you feel like even Bloomingdale's employs honest people, but they're still, they don't pay them well, and they're running miniature sweatshops, but they don't intend to be that. They're not slave drivers, but they can't have fans in the place because that'll blow dust all over the dresses, so. And one scene that I really loved, a lot of people really loved, was when all these sweaty, overweight ladies stripped down to their, you know, skivvies, basically, or their underpants and bras, and, you know, it's so hot and miserable working in those conditions. And, you know, I can say that honestly because I used to work in, you know, production, assembly production, light production, even very hot summer seasonal jobs working in fruit packing and food industry. It wasn't always nursing. I used to do a lot of stuff when I was younger before I got my license. I used to work at jobs that teenagers worked at after high school, you know, before I figured out what I wanted to do with my life. So, you know, it's not very pleasant working at some of the jobs that teenagers have to work at. So sweating and being hot and being overweight and standing on your feet all day is not fun. And when you have somebody standing there poking fun at your weight or bullying you about it, that makes it even more fun, doesn't it? Sarcasm. So I identified a lot with these ladies who were overweight, and it was really enjoyable. I really liked the movie. It just seemed like an authentic story. There was great music in it, Mexican music. It opens up with an elderly Mexican lady singing. It just had it transports you into a really cool kind of atmosphere. And I think at the end of the story, even though you kind of feel like things weren't that people were separated on bad terms, I think that later on off screen, you just got a sense that everything would be okay. Because, you know, deep down, I don't think that Carmen's a bad person. I think that she's just somebody who doesn't quite understand people today. She's too traditional, or maybe she's proudly traditional. But it's a great movie. It's called Real Women Have Curves, and you should really check it out. Later on, America Ferrera went to a show called Ugly Betty, I think it was called. And she did some other work, but this was her, I think it's her best, most authentic role. And it really made her shine, because it just was so, there was such a candor, you know. She was like, fuck you, you know, my weight basically says to the world, fuck you if you don't like me. And it's basically about women with curves and women with dreams. And even though you really didn't see this main character's gifts and what she wanted to do with them, I really liked her older sister, Estella. She designed, you know, she basically, her dream was to become a designer, a dress designer. So I really liked her the best, Estella. I mean, I liked Anna, but Estella was my favorite character, because I know what it's like to love art, and, you know, basically fashion design is part of the arts.